Hello guys and welcome back to our channel and welcome to another video of Manchester United series of 2024-2025 season. The previous video which I made consistently was still the sacking of Eric Ten Hag, which was the game against West Ham United. And I think yesterday I have uploaded a video regarding the tenurity of Ruud van Nistelrooy, who took over as interim manager from Eric Ten Hag. And now in this video, we'll be discussing about the man who is currently leading, who is currently managing Man United, which is Ruben Amorim. And we'll discuss about who is Amorim, was his managerial career, as well as all the positive and negative results which took place. And also we'll see his record. But in this video, I'll be covering all the games from November 2024 till the end of 2024, which is 31st of December 2024. So yeah, we'll be discussing everything about how his managerial career has been shaping up. So without further ado, do not forget to watch the video till the end and also comment below what do you think about Amorim as well, even the previous managers, that is Ten Hag and Van Nistelrooy, who were part of United of in this season. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into the video. So yeah, guys, as I mentioned, ever since the sacking of Eric Ten Hag, Van Nistelrooy took up the reins as interim manager and managed the club to an unbeaten four-game run, which he managed. As well as after that, Ruben Amorim joined the club. And today, in this video, we'll be discussing about who is Ruben Amorim, and yeah, so Ruben Amorim is this part might be boring for you, but yeah, just stick stick with me. And also the video might be choppy as well because of the technical issue which even mentioned in the previous video. So you guys can just listen to it even if you're not watching the video. So that will be very helpful for me. So yeah, coming back to Ruben Amorim. So he is a 40-year-old player turned manager, and he previously had managed Braga's B team, where he managed for 11 games, and his record there was he won 8 games, drawing two and losing just one game. After that, he was promoted as manager for the Braga senior team, and in the during his tenure there, he managed the club for 13 games and got them to 10 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. Sorry. So, consider looking at his career at Braga B and Braga senior team. So, his win percentages there was 73% and 77% respectively, with 2.4 games, 2.4 points per game was the average for him at both Braga B and Braga senior team. So, if you look at it, he manages to win or at least draw games and not losing as much because of his strategies. Also, his preferred playing style, if you might have seen with Sporting as well as now with Man United, is that he loves to play a three at the back. That is a 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1 formation, which he plays by. So yeah, a pretty different style of play, pretty rare because we see five at the back or four at the back, which is pretty common, and three at the back is a bit of a new strategy, looking at the Premier League as well. So yeah, pretty exciting to see some new strategies coming up as well. And he's an upcoming manager who is young as well, so he has a lot of career ahead of him. So yeah, moving on to his others managerial uh, aspects. So he later on went on to manage Sporting, as we know, and he was managing them for well over 4.5 years, and he brought a lot of glory to them because, as we know, there in a lot of places it was mentioned when Amorim was appointed that Sporting was struggling during that time, and when he was appointed as manager they struggled as well for the first one season or 1.5 season, but later on he just went on to take Sporting from here up till here, and he has brought success to Sporting Club once again. because it was one of the biggest clubs in Portugal. And yeah, we'll look into his stats as well. So he got recognized actually when he was managing Sporting, and he caught an eye of a lot of clubs who were finding a good manager for their club to bring their club back up. So, looking at his stats at Sporting, he has managed 231 games at Sporting from 2020 till 2024 before joining United. So, during that time, he had 165 wins, 33 wins, and 33 losses, which is 71 win percentage with 2.3 points per game. So, if you look at it, he manages to win games as well as draw and not losing as much. The loss seems more here at Sporting because he managed them for a longer period of time, and initially, Sporting was struggling a lot. So, yeah, looking at that, you can say that it is a pretty good achievement which he had with Sporting. And due to this successful record at Sporting, Ruben Amorim managed to grab a contract, a managerial contract at United. So yeah, if we look at his career at United, he started where he was appointed when Man United were to face Ipswich, who were a newly promoted club and who are back in the Premier League after a long, long time. So that was his first game as Man United manager. He managed to pull out a draw in his first game, and his first win actually as Man United manager completely came against Bodo Glimt in the Europa League, where United won the game 3-2, and that was a pretty good game as well. One of the best achievements I think for him was that he beat Manchester City at Etihad in the Manchester Derby. So that was his second win against Pep Guardiola's Man City, who were who he faced in a span of in a couple of weeks or so. The first being at Sporting in the Champions League, where he beat them 4-1, and after that it was at Man United in the Manchester Derby at the Etihad, and it was a 2-1 victory for United. And we'll get back to that game later on. And yeah, so after that, a good string of results. We saw Man United being knocked out of the Carabao Cup under Ruben Amorim. Before that, we were going quite well. We lost to Tottenham 4-3, which was a very good game. Not for us, but for Tottenham. But for neutral viewers, 4-3 game is a pretty great entertainer because to be fair, if I remember that game correctly, all the goals were due to defensive as well as goalkeepers' mistakes. Mistakes from both the goalkeepers. It was Bindir for us, and it was I don't remember. I think Foster for Tottenham, who had a pretty torrid time in the goal, and both of them managed to sneak a couple of goals past them very easy due to their mistakes, and later the other goals were due to the defensive mistakes. So yeah, all in all a pretty good game for a neutral, but not for a United supporter. So yeah, after that we saw a pretty disastrous end to the year under him because we lost 4 games in a row, which was including this Carabao Cup defeat, as well as the shocking losses against Wolves away from home, as well as Bournemouth in at home at Old Trafford. So yeah, we lost 4 games in a row, and it was a pretty bad end to the year. We'll get back to that in the further part of the video. So one good thing did happen under Ruben Amorim and also under Van Nistelrooy is that Amad Diallo rediscovered himself under these two managers because Eric Ten Hag, for some reason, just neglected him or wasn't giving him those chances which he he would have proven his potential there. And he used to just send him out on loans everywhere. So Because of that, Amad Diallo was not able to settle in the United scheme of things. So yeah, as soon as Van Nistelrooy was appointed as interim manager, he just went on to start Amad Diallo in place of Anthony, because Anthony was also struggling at that time, and just he just rediscovered himself, to be fair. And yeah, I think a couple of players, other players also benefited from that. But yeah, that's how things go, because you can also call it managerial bounce or anything, that the players rediscover themselves with some new energy. So yeah, I think that was a pretty eventful start to his managerial career. So we'll also look at some good results which took place under his tenure till the end of 2024. uh, so the first being his first Europa League win, or his first win as United manager against Bodo Glimt. Because in that game, the United were down 1-2 at halftime at Old Trafford, and things were looking very shaky, because Bodo Glimt had a 2-0 lead, and United scored right at the end of the first half. And later on, Hoyland scored a brace, and he rescued United with a 3-2 victory at Old Trafford in the Europa League game. So, yeah, because of that, I think we are still in the Europa League right now. There are other factors as well. Other players are also involved, but this was the first good result for him. Apart from that, a 4-0 victory at home at Old Trafford, which was his first Premier League victory at Old Trafford as United manager, and it was a kind of a statement victory as well, and a clean sheet kept by Onana in that game after I think a couple of games where we considered 3 or 2 goals in both, counting both the games in total. Yeah, as I mentioned, Amad Diallo rediscovered himself under Ruben Amorim's tenure, as well as under Ruud van Nistelrooy's tenure as well. One of the biggest games which he played, which he managed, was the Manchester Derby, which was a 1-2 win for Man United. Considering United were 1-0 down in that game, I think courtesy of a goal from Grealish at halftime. And things were looking like it was looking as if United might go down once again. But considering Man City as well, who was struggling at that time, because they also were having a run of 5 to 6 games, they had lost in a row coming into this game, and things were also not good for them. Or you can say things were not good in Manchester during that time. But second half, we move into the second half, and United just had a pretty good second half, because we started attacking, we started pushing towards the City goal. In the first half also we had tried, but in the second half we were more dominant, we were more positive in our approach. And to be fair, guys, this should be named as Ahmad Diallo Derby, sorry, because he was the man who got us there. Because even if you must have looked at the game, watched carefully, Ahmad was consistently playing good in that game, going into those attacking positions and creating chances for us. Unfortunately, we were not able to score some of them, but there were chances creating, as well as he himself was getting into good positions to score, and he was making those runs as well. And yeah, the crucial point came in the final 5 minutes when United got a penalty, courtesy of a foul on Amad Diallo, who was running free on the left side. And later on, Bruno Fernandes went on to score that penalty. And after that, it was the moment when Diallo just became a legend for the season for United. And he scored that brilliant goal. He took that ball over Ederson, and he just pushed it into the goal. So yeah, because of this, I think it should be named as Amad Diallo's Derby, because he was there throughout the game, and he performed his uh, with all his potential which he had, and he gave some extra efforts as well to go into that game. So yeah, I think for me, it should be termed as Ahmad Diallo Derby. So yeah, with talking after talking about some good things, we have to switch into some negative things as well, because under Ruben Amorim, we were quite inconsistent. To be fair, the same was happening under Ten Hag too, and we just were not able to convert our form, because if you must have looked at the games, one draw and one win, and suddenly we lost a game very bad, in a pretty bad way, because this happened as we saw when Amorim was in charge. His first game was against Ipswich, which he draw, and which we should have won, to be fair, because we were the dominant side in that game, and we just let Ipswich also become the dominant side, because in the start of the game they were pretty much dominating United, and we just couldn't get into terms. And after that, we did score the equalizer though, but it was not a good effort from the side, which could have been first victory for him at Premier League, sorry, for Manchester United, but in his first game as well. So after that, we had a win against Everton, and after that, we lost to Arsenal 2-0, which was pretty shocking. Not shocking though, it was pretty bad game for us. Then we see a similar pattern, right? Because we win a couple of games and we lose a couple of games. So that has been the kind of season which we are having for the past couple of years. And yeah, I think another bad result was that 4-3 loss against Tottenham in the FA Cup, due to which we were knocked out of the FA Cup. And after that, there were some shocking defeats, to be fair, to teams like Nottingham Forest, where we lost 2-3, Bournemouth, where we lost 3-0, and Newcastle, where we lost 2-0. And all the three games we lost at home, as well as a very shocking defeat away from home at Wolves, who were bottom of the table during that time at during Christmas. And yeah, those were the pretty shocking results, because we due to these four results, we lost we lost four games in a row at the end of 2024. So the conclusion of 2024 was not pretty good for us. Even the start of Amorim's career was a bit itsy bitsy. But yeah, these were the some of the games where we performed poorly, as well as I think one of the major reasons being our defense was very fragile. Onana was out of form, and our attacking players like Hoyland, Zirkzee, Bruno Fernandes, as well as Garnacho were not able to score goals, and that kind of started a series of goal droughts for the players, because due to their inability to score, the other players from the back had to come and score goals like Maguire or Dillit or Mazraoui or Dallo. So these players had to come in and score those goals. So I think for me personally, because if the defenders are scoring goals for you and not the attackers, so there is some problem with the club. Not with the club, with the attacking players who are there in the squad. So yeah, things need to be worked out. And yeah, I know this is the first season of Ruben Amorim for him in the Premier League. But yeah, we can give him that. But uh, yeah, also there were frequent injuries in the club. I don't know for what reason that was happening. We even had a team doctor which we had brought him from Arsenal, and I don't know the reason why were the players were getting injured frequently, because if you remember Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, and I think Kobe Mainu, I think for some time. So these were the players who were frequently getting injured in this season. If you remember, Mason Mount was injured in the preseason, and then he came back, played a couple of games, then went out injured again. The same happened with Luke Shaw. He came into the squad, played some games, got injured, and now he's out for I think 4 or 5 months. So that is not a good thing for any club, because you need a stable set of players to play for you throughout the season. And players like Luke Shaw and Mason Mount, you expect from these guys, because these are seasoned campaigners who have Premier League experience as well as experience playing at that stage. So I think that should have been managed. I think if that would have been managed, we our club wouldn't be in the bottom half of the table right now. We might have been somewhere in the top 10. I'm not even saying the top 5 or top 6, because our season has been inconsistent this year, to be fair. So our top 10 position could have been, but yeah, this has been the last couple of years, right? Could have been, would have been, should have been. So yeah. So yeah, with that being done, this was everything. All the matches which I discussed were for Amorim till the end of 2024. That is the game against Newcastle at on 31st of December. So till that game, I'll share the stats with you guys. So Ruben Amorim managed 11 games till the end of 2024 with 4 wins, 1 draw, and 6 losses. So that is a pretty bad sign, a bad string of results for him. Counting to various reasons, as I mentioned a couple of minutes back. So the win percentage for him at United after the end of 2024 is 33.36 or 33.4. So yeah, I think he needs to work on something. He needs to work his magic, and he has done some signings as well, which we will talk about in the later video. So the points per game as well is 1.18 or 1.2 points per game. So that is a draw per game is the average points. So if we might have converted the results in other ways, right? If we would have won the Ipswich game, so things might have been different, or if we might have won the game against Wolves. So yeah, these are some kind of or a draw against Arsenal would have been good. So these kind of results, now you sit and think that this should have been done, that should have been done. But yeah, during that time, I know it is easy to speak in front of camera and not going out there and playing. But yeah, we expect this from players who are earning a lot of money, right? Not, I'm also not about that money part, but you are being selected, you are privileged to play for a club like United, where you get to play games for the one of the biggest clubs in the world, right? So you just have to give everything you have on the pitch. And one also another thing I noticed about United is whenever we score a goal, whenever we concede a goal, our players' shoulders just drop down, and we are like helpless out there, right? So that shouldn't be the case, because if we see the legacy of United, if we see the past years, United are the comeback kings of the Premier League or of the world football. You can say, because there are a lot of videos on YouTube you can find where they show that United are the comeback kings and everything. So yeah, I think these things needs to be looked at, and I think Amorim will take care of it by the start of the next season. So yeah, I think this is it for this video. I have kept it till the games for 2024, and yeah, I think if you have watched it till now, do let us know that what do you think about Ruben Amorim's tenure, his strategy, as well as the team, the current Man United team. And yeah, do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It helps us a lot, and it will help us grow our channel to a larger scale and a larger audience as well. So yeah, I think this is it, and thank you guys for watching.